This is not a sewing tutorial. I'm just showing you a cool project that I'm working on. I myself am not good at sewing. I know very little about fabrics, sewing techniques. Many of the pusher feet that I'm using in this project, it's the first time I'm trying them out. I've never used them before. This is a completely new experience for me. And that's what I love about the art world, is being able to experience all these different techniques and tools and learning what they can do and creating amazing artwork. I designed this little fox, and then I put it in MS Paint and tile printed it and blew it up bigger. See here, it's gonna look like that. I'm still trying to decide what to do with this kind of empty space down here. If I want to add some kind of decoration there. Still in the planning phases. Now I have the opportunity to use my tracing table. So originally I was going to do this emblem on both sides, but I don't have enough fabric for that, so we're just going to do it one-sided. Pin this guy in place so it doesn't move around while I'm tracing it. Now this fabric that I chose, it's fairly inexpensive. The lady at Hobby Lobby suggested it. It's the same material that they make the like the recycled or the green grocery bags that they sell at many of the grocery stores. It's kind of like a woven tarp, like a cotton tarp, not so plasticky. It's really thin. I didn't count on how transparent the white color was going to be, so we might have to double up a few of these colors to make it look nice. So we have the outline of the entire fox. We're going to cut out 2 of those because we're doing 2 banners, and then I messed up a little bit there. And then we'll just overlay a piece of white there and a piece of white there. That's much easier than doing this piece and then this piece and then this piece and then that piece. You just do one big one and do it in layers. I will, because the white is so transparent though. So here is the background color. And so imagine that this gray is meeting up with that. And then we bring in the white next to that, and you can see all the lines. It's not really white. You can tell how much wider it is when you double up this layer, this hem that I've already sewed. So I'm going to do a double layer of white right there on all of this. And it'll make it a little bit thick and tricky to line up everything, but hopefully that works out. So we'll fold this guy in half like this. I'm going to pin this all together and then cut out 2 of them at once. They'll be exactly the same. And we'll get to cutting out. We'll do the same thing with the white. We're going to take the white and trace out these areas and cut them out a whole bunch of pieces. Now time to do the white. Get this nice and flat. So I'm going to trace over it with a Sharpie just so I can have some good visibility on those lines. But I'm going to draw on the outside of my shape, and then I'll just cut the line off, and then it'll be the right size. And then on these outside edges, I can just overcut those. That doesn't matter. And then I'll trim that to match the gray piece that I did. And then just like before, we're going to pin these 2 layers together and cut them out at the same time so they're as close to the same as possible. Okay, so we've got all our pieces. Now we're going to pin it together before we sew it up so that the registration is going to work out. I was going to do this logo on both sides of the flag. We're just going to do it on one side. So the registration between both sides is not so important, but getting all these layers lined up is still important to the look of it. And then we're going to sew this on kind of like an applique, I think what it's called, with a zigzag pattern with black thread. So it's going to put this black outline back on the image with black thread. And then we can go ahead and pin on our little nose and an eye. And then this extra ear gets pinned on after we attach it to the actual banner, put it on the background. And the position of the eye really changes the personality of your character. Like if you put it down like that, he's focused, he's angry, he's hunting. This is kind of a neutral position. And then now he's sad. He's a sad fox. I don't know if that translates with the camera angle you're looking at it, but a while ago I ordered this iron-on interfacing, I think it is. It's got glue on one side and it's super thin, and I've got like half a yard, maybe a 3/4 of a yard left. So we're gonna strip this up. We're gonna cut it into strips and add this to the background of the banner as just like an extra flair, extra zhuzh. You know what I mean? Let's do it. Using up the whole office for this project. Woo! I need more space. Get out of here. Okay, so I cut the interfacing up into strips. Hopefully I did the math right and I have enough of this stuff. So the idea is we can take this and I'm going to cut it in half in a kind of a jagged pattern slash flaminess, kind of like the fox is. So I'm going to cut this all jagged and zigzag all in here, and then I'll give me 2 pieces for both sides of this. Okay, well that sucks. We're not doing that. Because this glue, I can't get the iron hot enough to melt this glue without melting a hole through this stuff. So that really sucks. I have to patch this hole with something. It freaking sucks! That was gonna look so good. Moving on. Something like that. Let's get to some. It's like 105 out, and I don't want to be out here longer than I have to, so I'm not going to really record much out here, but I'll show you what I'm doing. I've got a 2x4 and a 5/4 board. Look at that. They're going to get screwed together. And the banner gets stapled on like that. Whole nother section just like this gets sandwiched on top and screwed together, so it's, you know, pinches it, and it's sandwichy. Kind of like that. Sandwich, sandwich, sandwich. 2 layers all screwed together. This didn't come out super nice and clean, but nobody's gonna see that. It'll all be hidden. And it's gonna get screwed onto that thing over there. I also added a 1 inch taper to this board because, let me show you. These posts are super out of level. Just over 4 feet. If you go from there to there, 4 feet, it's out of plumb 1 inch. So I tapered the board, so when I slap it on there, the board will be plumb, and then the banner will be square and hang straight, because there's so much tension on this shade over here that it goes and it pulls that thing over, and it's stuck that way forever. didn't friggin' work. Came home from work and the sun just cooked it. It got destroyed. It just melted in the summer sun. Of course, this is the beginning of August that I'm filming this, but this video isn't out for a little while, so this is past me when it's still hot. And the summer sun just freaking cooked this stuff. It just melted it. Like the white's fine. White has no damage because it's not absorbing all that energy. But the blue, oh my gosh, freaking destroyed the thing. It's just coming apart everywhere. So disappointing.